Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hype, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hit 3. And hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe. This is going to be a fun video. Because I was going through this list of the top sports influencers that Awful Announcing's put out and content creators. What a list. Bunch of angry feminists. One guy got his show canceled today as I'm recording this video. And a bunch of TikTok dopes. But let's go through this list. I don't know. I know one name on this list. And the rest of them, boy, oh boy. But anyway. Headline. Awful Announcing's top sports influencers and content creators 2025. Most Americans get news from social media creators and YouTubers. Here are the sports personalities leading the way to this new frontier of sports coverage. Now, here's the thing. We're starting to see a lot of the old media going into the podcast, and this goes across everything. They're going to try to run a lot of us off, like your host, out of here. Going to say this again. I ain't going anywhere. It's all planned out. In the next 25 years, I'm not going anywhere, folks. So you'll always find me somewhere on the internet. Because in 20 years, it won't be in YouTube. But, the one thing I would say is that you have all these ex-athletes, all these failed broadcasters doing these podcasts. Some of them aren't any good. I'll give you an example. Adam Ottavino. He's no good. He sucks. But he's throwing out a lot of dirt about the New York Mets. It's not good. The dominant narratives in sports still come from live video. Television hosts, podcast stars, radio personalities, and game announcers shape fans' opinions more than anyone else. And this is the coverage that teams pay attention to. Yet as everyone spends more time on their phones and watches user-friendly, user-generated content on TVs, as often as, if not more than, traditional TV, the way the fans engage with sports does not align with that conventional recipe. Now, first of all, you don't have to listen to the radio to listen to, watch a radio show. You can watch a podcast or watch a radio program on YouTube or on your phone. You need to listen to the radio, same thing with TV. For the past 2 years, Pew Research surveys have shown that more than half Americans say they regularly get their news from social media. Video content on TikTok and YouTube dominates the field. In response, many prominent creators and influencers have used the platforms to launch careers. These people, often more so than the most famous ESPN hosts or future sports broadcasting Hall of Famers, are the primary source of news, information, and analysis for fans. With over first ever list of the top sports influencers and creators they sought, Awful Announcing sought the first most successful popular people serving this purpose for fans across America's top sports. The list comprises people who are innovating, and building real community around the exhaustive coverage and incisive analysis. That is not to say that these people are not also entertaining. To cut through in the ever-crowded online content marketplace, you have to be all of the above. The talent we are highlighting here certainly is. Lots of women, mostly women on this list. Speaking of which, Katie Feeney, ESPN. Katie Feeney, a large segment of fans were likely introduced to the idea of a sports social media star when ESPN hired Feeney early this year as a sports and lifestyle content creator. While she still posts most of her content to her own platforms, which include 7.6 million followers on TikTok, 1.3 million on Instagram, and 1.1 million on Snapchat. Feeney operates as a conduit between ESPN and many digital-first ESPN sports fans. I still have this cold, by the way. Feeney's on the ground at big sporting events each week. ESPN empowers her to create content that's very similar to what she did before joining the worldwide leader. And this way, Feeney gets to bring fans to even more exclusive spaces that I would mention. ESPN is owned by Disney, and as you know, Disney is a disaster as a company. And the fact that they hired her, this is how I mentioned how we have all these spaces are being inundated by these big corporations. It's difficult. Next up, Kofi Yaboya, I guess is his name. Since he first popped up in the space, Yaboya has had a knack for what internet sports communities want. An SB Nation's secret base, Yaboya worked on chronologies of the best and worst sports teams ever and long-form storytelling about stories big and small. With independent content, he has tapped into the same passions, specializing in nostalgia content and media commentary with a keen understanding of what it's like to be a millennial sports fan. While he mostly closely covers the NBA, he also weaves into soccer, gaming, and beyond. He sounds boring. Let's be honest. Yaboya is one of many popular creators that get involved with Offside, a still under wraps collective bill is the next. Oh, it's communism. Collective bill is the next gen sports network. Yep, there you go. Lucy Rodon, Meadowlark Media, melding Gen Z cynicism with a Midwestern sports obsession. Rodan rose quickly during the 2020 shutdowns of her irrelevant short-form video coverage of college football. Meadowlark quickly snapped her up for an ill-fated stint on the Dan Lee. So, this cold is killing me. For an ill-fated stint on the Dan Le Batard show, but Rodan's content is as good as ever. She beams out her Bad Team series after each week of the college season. Where the fascinations of college football diehards go to die in the drone of Rodan's hilarious deadpan. Oh boy. One feminist after another. Kevin Clancy. Now this is actually kind of amusing. This is really funny. Barstool Sports. One of Barstool's longest tenured talents and now likely best known for his commentary on TikTok, where his 73,000 subscriber strong channel has become like a page 6 for sports. A sampling of Clancy's recent videos includes an analysis of Donald Trump's lobbying to bring back Rush Hour, a breakdown of Bill Belichick's appearance at the Jordan Hudson cheer competition, and commentary of the arrest of 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers on fraud charges. Now, I wouldn't mention this podcast got canceled on Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving, Kevin. Happy Thanksgiving. It's completely gone. He talked about funny. Let's move on. And he's obviously an employee of Dave Portnoy. One of the biggest losers, one of the biggest jerks online. Biggest losers and one of the biggest jerks. Kenny Peachum. Enjoy basketball. The OG NBA YouTuber is already at risk of graduating from this list with a fresh deal at NBC Sports. Again, these are all wannabes. They all want to be part of the clique. They all want to be insiders. He's no different. Coach Jackie J. Boy, she's an award winner. What is Sporty Spice? Watch Coach Jackie J's TikTok videos and you understand. The idea is to cover sports with an eye for juicy narratives. The result sees the women's sports and analysts smartly tackling the many layered stories of the WNBA, NWSL, and women's college basketball. I wonder what her thoughts are on men competing in these sports. Probably scared shitless. She'll say, well, I want the men to compete. They all do. All these women here. All these men. Ariel Epstein, the ringer. Is she related to that other guy with the name Epstein? Sports betting creators are a dime a dozen. But Epstein quickly went from independent streamer and video host to ringer personality nicknamed the Prop Queen. Epstein stands out by working to build a real community around her betting content beyond her picks. Well, she has like a master. She's not her own person. She's not her own boss. Brett Coleman. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned YouTuber. Coleman is brilliant at constructing video essays about the NFL, whether he's covering the evolution of NFL kickoff rules or declaring his love for Indianapolis Colts legend Bob Sanders. Who? He's so legendary, I've never heard of him. Every young fan knows the All 32 brand, and Coleman is also a must-follow on X each Sunday. Jack Settleman, Snapback Sports. Okay, where many digital sports brands chase the popular platforms and try to beat other creators at their own game, Snapback has always seemed to step ahead. They dominate Snapchat with newsletters and through a growing trivia game. Snapback content focuses on the thrill of competition and the passion of fans, not on narratives or trends. With nearly 1 million followers on Snapchat and almost 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, there's some Mr. Beast-inspired sports experience vlogs. Ooh. Settleman's company is attracting a different sort of fan that the major networks or even the first generation of internet sports companies. Don't know what to think of that. Don't want to be really compared to Mr. Beast. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. What's this next person? Quinta loves sports. Again, women's basketball. You take Caitlin Clark out of there, nobody cares. You take the NBA, not subsidizing. Nobody goes to the games. They can't afford the players. Any Agar, there may be no more reliable, entertaining piece of content than Agar's NFL meeting series. I mean, look at all these women. My goodness. I learned this from following comics and a certain degree games and all these different genres, TV and stuff. When it's a male-dominated thing, and you bring women in there, they basically destroy it because these women get propped up by somebody to go in and be disruptive in some way, and they try to normalize their and try to make it seem like they're more important than they are. Look at them, my goodness. Mariah Rose, my goodness, what a list. My goodness. This goes on and on and on, this list. It's on and on. But anyway, you try to be independent, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I do different channels. Just, you go and experiment. This is more an experiment, this channel, the Baseball at 3. This will get monetized at some point, but all these different channels and all these different people come in. They just want to be in the know. They want to be. That's why I don't talk to anybody. Nobody wants to talk to me because I'm so independent and I'm like one of these. I'm a loose cannon according to them, and I'm far from that. Believe me, I'm about as boring as it gets. Aside from what I do on YouTube, to be honest with you. But the thing is with these content creators, they all want to be in the know, but they don't have the sort of background in communications. They BS a lot. Some of them want to be broadcasters and they just don't have the ability. They're not good enough. And some of them have that background and they just, for whatever reason, they just don't make it. So they do all these videos and they get a following. It's fine. But then at some point, these corporations start to take notice. Real influence is changing a company from the outside, and you don't get any credit, which happened with me, where I put my opinions on WFAN and they changed their whole behavior online, the way they would post and stuff and things like that. But and I did that, and I'll continue to do that. But that's how you're really influential. Not this nonsense. This is all nonsense. To be honest with you. These are all the same people. You can change these people, move them around. You bring in new people, the same people, same results. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.